welcome to your Thursday evening yin practice. Tonight's theme is a whole body flow, but there will be some focus on the shoulders, finding an opening here and creating some space. So, coming into that comfortable seated position, however that looks for you, maybe kneeling or coming into a cross-legged shape, maybe popping yourself up on your support so the hips are higher than the knees. Just allowing yourself to arrive on your mat. Just lengthen up through the spine. Roll and drop the shoulders back and down. As you begin to take 3 deep breaths here. Exhaling out through the mouth. And then begin to gently close the eyes, soften the gaze. And we'll just settle in to this seated position, noticing the weight of the body pressing down. Just gently bringing your awareness to your breath. Just noticing your natural rhythm. That flow of air in and out through the nose. Not trying to do anything special here. Just bringing your attention, your awareness to your breath. Noticing where that breath is in your body. The rise and fall of the chest. Or maybe it's a bit further down, deep in the belly. As we shift from our doing state into our being state, slowing the breath down, allowing the body to relax and the thoughts to slowly float away. Just finding that stillness. And begin to bring that awareness back to the body. Maybe notice how the body's feeling. It's feeling heavy, or if there's a lightness. Noticing the contact points against the ground. Noting the sounds around you. And when you feel ready, just gently blinking the eyes open or just keeping the gaze soft. As we slowly begin to move into our first shape. So coming round up onto the knees. There's going to be a bit of movement to begin with. So just gently placing the hands on the ground in front of you, and then transferring that weight as you begin to tuck those toes underneath those heels and the hips. Maybe staying here if that's enough for you this evening. Or maybe you want to walk those hands up, placing them on to the thighs, intensifying this stretch in our toes. So seeing if you can come back to that breath. Just taking a few more deep breaths here. And maybe that intensity you're feeling in the toes begins to dissipate. Or maybe not. Just staying with those breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Just a few moments more. Now exhaling with a sigh as you begin to slide those hands back down onto your ground. Curling those toes and resisting the urge to tap them, just gently sitting back onto the heels just for a moment. Then again, walking the hands back up onto the thighs. Maybe staying here as you notice those sensations in the toes. Or maybe you'd like to take the hands behind you as we move into the ankle stretch. So just gently begin to lift the knees from the ground. Feeling this opening of the ankles, the tops of the feet. If this is simply too much for your ankle or you've got a previous injury, then please ease out, don't do this part. You can just come back to kneeling. This may be enough. So just taking 3 more deep breaths here. Stay for that last round of breath, exhaling softly. As you begin to fold forward, just bringing the hands back down onto your mat. Moving into a tabletop. And then we're going to slowly take each knee out to the side of your mat. Big toes touch. And then begin to send those hips back down to the ankles, the heels. And begin to walk the arms forward, moving into our extended child's pose here. So lowering the forehead towards the ground. And we'll just take a breath here. Just allow those hips to settle back onto the heels. Gentle opening of the lower back and the knees. Just allow the elbows to relax into your mat. Feeling that connection. And now we're going to begin to move into a twist. So we're going to take the right arm and thread that under your left arm. So reaching as far as your body allows you to go, and then gently twisting, allowing the right side of the head to move towards the ground. Or maybe you need to place the head on some support. Just making those adjustments, exploring your edge in this twist, feeling the sensations of that right shoulder. As we target the upper body in this child's pose. And for each and every one of us, it will feel different, it will look different. So begin to observe the sensations in your body. Notice where you feel that twist. And once you feel happy, making that resolve to become still. Noticing now if the body is softening, opening up. Listening to what the body is asking of you rather than the mind. And then returning to your breathing. Bringing that focus back to your breath. As we begin our passive, quiet practice, moving into those yin tissues. Into the last 30 seconds. So begin to take those 3 rounds of breath. Exhaling through the mouth. Staying for that last breath. And then very slowly, gently, as if not to disturb anything, gently bringing that right arm back to the front, pausing there in this neutral position. As you inhale, feel the lungs expand, and as you exhale, expelling every last drop of air. And your next inhale, just gently sliding this left arm through. Again, exploring your edge here, taking your time as you begin to rest the left side of the head down, maybe onto your mat, or maybe up onto your support. This side may be different to the other side of the body. So again, listening, exploring, noting those sensations in the body. And then once you're comfortable with your edge, making that resolve to find the stillness. Stillness in the body, stillness in the mind, stillness in the breath. The three principles of our yin practice is finding your edge, your range of motion, and then the second is to explore this idea of stillness as you find the shape that works for you. And the third principle is holding for time, holding the pose or the shape steady as you allow the body to open up, find some space, allowing that energy to flow deep into the belly of the muscles around this shoulder joint. Coming into the last 30 seconds on this side. So noticing now if your body has opened up, if you can really let go here. Staying for that last round. Exhaling through the mouth. And then just as before, without disturbing your stillness, softly, gently, slowly bringing the arm back to the center, finding that neutral position. Come back to your breath, reconnect. Inhaling, filling the lungs. And as you exhale, releasing all that's not needed. And slowly pressing into the palms of the hands, bringing yourself back up to an upright position. Just bringing the knees together, and then we're going to bring ourselves over onto our stomachs and just resting on the elbows and the forearms here. Just have a little jiggle about with the hips. And now we're going to slide this right arm underneath the left arm, and then we're going to take that left arm across, and then just rest the chin on the arm. So this may be a shape where you feel okay, or you may need to take some support and place that underneath the ribs, or you may want to place some support underneath the forehead. If this is simply too intense for you, maybe just taking one arm at a time. So again, exploring the variations, the options that best suit your body. This is a deep stretch and an opening of the shoulder blades as the joint we're targeting here. So once you feel comfortable, drawing that awareness inwards, making that resolve to become still. Maybe it helps if you send the breath to those areas where you're feeling sensation. And before you make any decisions to move, just check in again. Check in as in the physical body asking you to move and adjust, or if it's the mind. Just pause before you make any decision. And then of course, if it is the physical body asking you to adjust, please do. You may find over time, as we create the space, that intensity fades away, or you may find that it increases the longer we hold. So return into the breath, allowing that to guide you. Finding some stillness, some spaciousness. Stressing these connective tissues around the shoulder joint. Our last minute here on this side. And maybe letting go. Softening as you move into those last 3 rounds. Deep breaths. Exhaling through the mouth with an exhale. And again, softly moving any props out of the way as you make your way down into a rebound. So gently resting either cheek on your mat, bringing the arms alongside the body, the palms facing up. You may want to bring the big toes together. Just really allow the weight of the body to melt into your mat. As you allow the body to reform, reshape, renew. Maybe you notice that subtle energy flowing around the upper body. Gently bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders as we move over to the other side of the body now. So setting yourself up, the support you need, and let's take this left arm underneath the right. And again, this side will be probably different from the other, so adjusting. Finding that sweet spot, that Goldilocks spot, where it's not too hard, not too soft, just right. Just reaching into your edge where you can feel something. So if we think of our bodies like an old hose that needs to be worked on in order to break down the stagnant debris, so the energy, the scar tissue, the unwanted toxins that block the flow of circulation. So when we bend and twist and compress this hose, we begin to break down this debris, and the water can flow again more freely, just like our bodies after practice. You may want to explore with turning the palms towards the ground. Just keep on drawing that awareness inwards, just following the flow of air in and out through the nose. Remembering if it's your body that's asking you to adjust, and please do listen to the body. Coming in to the last minute here on this side. Moving into those last 3 deep breaths. Exhaling with a sigh as you begin to let go of this stretch. And again, as before, just coming back into that rebound. This time taking the opposite side of the face to the ground. Allow those shoulders to be heavy. Feel the weight of the body pressing into the ground below you. As the body renews, replenishes, reshapes, reforms, flushing out all the stagnant debris that's no longer needed. Yin is the subtle approach to the myofascial release, while indirectly benefiting the joints and their connective tissues. The fascia surrounds every muscle fibre, bone, organ and cell. Just moving into those last 3 rounds of breath. Just really letting go, releasing, making that exhale longer than the inhale. And slowly bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, pressing into the palms, bringing yourself up, and then gently bringing both legs around in front of you. Just pausing here, maybe lifting the hips, tucking the tailbone, and then taking hold of your prop, deciding whether you want to place it on top of the legs or maybe behind the knees. You may also want to prop yourself up as we move into our forward fold caterpillar. So we're gently going to drop the chin towards the chest as we begin to round through the spine. And just softly, gently moving, folding forward. And just landing wherever your body takes you to, wherever you feel that point of contact, bone on bone, that compression. Just staying there for a moment. And over time, if it's not compression that you're feeling, if it's tension, as the body opens, you create the space, you may be able to go a little deeper into this shape. If the head's feeling heavy this evening or there's any neck issues, then just propping it up with some support. But again, once you're happy and you've found that sweet spot, making that resolve to become still as we hold and wait and allow the magic to happen. Bringing your awareness back to your breath. Keeping your focus, your attention on that flow of air in and out. The breath as it enters the body and as it leaves the body. We now know that yin practice leads us into that meditative state which helps improve our blood pressure, lowers the heart rate, lowers our stress response. It increases our rest response. It can also help lower inflammation and increase our immune function. So focusing on your breath, making that mind-body connection, bringing harmony and equilibrium back to the nervous system. We're not only physically benefiting the body in our yin practice, we're also looking after our mental and emotional health. Just coming into our last minute in this shape. So checking in with the mind, checking in with the body. Is there more spaciousness? Can you let go a little bit more? Moving into those last 3 rounds of deep breath. No rush. Staying for that last exhale. When you feel ready, tucking that chin to the chest, slowly begin to bring yourself up to an upright position. Just moving any props to the side. Just taking a moment there, pausing, noticing any sensations in the body, that subtle energy flowing. And then gently begin to bring yourself around onto the hands and knees, coming into tabletop here. So you might want to turn sideways on your mat as we begin to take those knees out to the side. The feet may follow so that we've got the knee and the ankle in line. Again, you may need your props here to support you. So placing a bolster underneath the torso. You may bring yourself down onto your elbows. Maybe make a fist with the hands and rest the forehead there. Coming into frog. So targeting the hips and the inner thighs, the knees and the ankles. If this is not for you this evening, we do have the option to bring the big toes together. Just lower yourself down into a tadpole. So again, you can use the support here. Maybe placing under the chest. But exploring this shape. Doing what's best for you and your body. And then coming back to the breath, to stillness. Breathing through those sensations. You won't be in this pose for as long. So again, just checking in. Who are you listening to? The body or the mind? Pause and take a deep breath before you make your choice. Remembering if it's physical and you need to move, then please do. But if it's the mind, just see if you can tune back into the breaths. Explore sensations as you settle in and stay here for a few moments more. Good work. Just coming into those last 3 deep breaths. Inhaling, maybe with a sigh of relief, maybe with a smile. And on your next in-breath, just gently pressing into the palms of the hands, bringing those hands in towards you, lifting one knee, then the other, slowly walking them back in, and then coming down to sit on the heels. Take a moment here maybe you want to come around onto the sit bones, stretch those legs out in front of you. Rest on the hands behind you. It's coming into a half rebound here, noticing that energy flowing around the inner thighs, the hips, maybe the knees and the ankles too. And then slowly begin to lower yourself down onto your back. So maybe just removing any jewellery or watches if you have them on now. And we're going to take the left hand and we're just going to place it underneath the back there. Try to walk that elbow in as much as possible. And maybe this is enough for you. Or maybe you can begin to walk the fingertips up towards the neck. So coming back into the shoulder now, targeting this joint. You may feel an opening across the left side of the chest, the upper arm, and coming into a cow face arm here, lying on our back. If you've got any rotator cuff injuries, you may just want to come into reverse cactus arms. So again, lots of options, variations. So taking your time, looking for your sweet spot, that Goldilocks spot. It's not too hot, not too cold, but you can feel something. And coming back to the breath, checking in with the mind. Coming into the last minute. So maybe the body has opened up. Maybe you can reach those fingers towards the neck. Or maybe you need to ease out, back off from this shape. So wherever you are, just moving into those last 3 deep breaths. Staying for that final exhale. And slowly, without disturbing the rest of the body, gently releasing the hand from underneath. Just coming back to that neutral position. Taking a deep breath here. And then when you're ready, let's begin to take it over to the opposite side. So if you were following me, we're now taking that right hand behind the back, smoothing that elbow in as far as possible, maybe staying there if that's enough for you. Or maybe you can begin to walk those fingers up towards the neck. Noticing any differences on this side of the body to the other side. Breathing into the sensations, noting the intensity of the sensations. Just observing the body as you bring the awareness back to your breath. Breathing in, the lungs expand, chest rises. Breathing out, the lungs collapse, chest falls. Just checking in with the mind, if it's wandered. Just bring it back to your breathing as we move into the final minute on this side. Noting those sensations. Moving into those last 3 deep breaths. Exhaling with a soft sigh as you gently release the arm, coming back to that neutral position. Just taking a deep breath here. Deep breath out. Then slowly bending one knee, placing the sole of the foot on the mat. Then the other. Maybe lifting the hips, tucking the tailbone, tucking the chin towards the chest, pressing the shoulder blades into the back of the mat. As we move into our final shape, taking the right leg and crossing it over the left. Maybe tucking those right toes behind the left leg. Maybe taking the arms up and over the head or out to the side. And you might want to shift the hips over to the right side as you begin to lower the knees to the left. Again, using any support here, resting the knees on that support. And if it's okay for your neck, just taking the gaze to the opposite side, coming into your twisted roots or any spinal twist you wish. Just targeting the torso and the hips, the spine. Truly resting the body, relaxing all muscles. As you bring your awareness to the tip of the nose, or maybe the space between the nostrils and the top lip, placing your focus here. Noticing as you breathe in and breathe out. You may notice that cool air on the inhale or the warm air on the exhale. You may even begin to notice a little tingling sensation in this area as you keep focusing and directing your attention there. Keeping you in this present moment, relaxing the whole body. Taking 3 more breaths here on this side. On that last exhale, just slowly bringing your head back to center. Then the knees follow. Releasing that right leg from the left. Just making any adjustments here. And when you feel ready, taking it over to the opposite side, so that left leg crossing over the right. Maybe interlocking the foot. Maybe shifting the hips over to the left side. As you begin to drop the knees over to the right. Taking the gaze to the left, using any support here, allowing gravity to do its job. Again, noticing the twist in the spine, sensations in the torso, the hips. As you bring that awareness back to your breath, maybe begin to notice the pause at the end of the exhale and the pause at the top of the inhale. Following your breath, staying present, allowing the body to relax. Moving into those last 3 rounds of breath. When you feel ready, just bringing the head back to center, bringing the knees back to center, unraveling the legs. Making your way into your final shape, Shavasana, for your relaxation. So maybe you want to continue supporting the body, placing a balsa behind the knees. Maybe resting your head on a pillow. Whatever it is you can do to make yourself even more comfortable. Just taking that moment now. And then taking a deep breath in. The biggest sigh out through the mouth as you release, let go, surrender to the ground beneath you. Feel that connection, the support as you slip deeper into that relaxation. Completely relaxing the body, allowing the nervous system to process all the poses, the shapes you've taken it through this evening in your practice. Just savouring these last few moments of peace, calm, bliss. So feel free to stay here, or if you wanted to return to that upright position, feel free to come and join me. The last few moments as we just breathe, following our breath. Nothing else to do. But enjoy that inner peace you've created, that inner calmness. Maybe bringing the hands to your heart center if you're seated. Or maybe placing one hand on the heart, one hand on your belly if you're still lying down. Just take a moment now to thank yourself for showing up, for honoring your body, your practice. I hope you have a restful evening. Slightly bowing your head. Namaste.